business, boys.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you got yourself killed.
I've always loved the choices you make in movie roles. What was it about Bloodshot that made this the movie you wanted to make?
It was a very challenging concept to play a character that has to relive this horrific nightmare again and again. It's not a superhero born from the same place that other superheroes are born from, where they wake up and they want to do good for their Dudley do-rights. This is more kind of Spartacus. I'm playing a character so manipulated. And as you know, my other characters are so much more in control. This is the antithesis of that. This is a character that's being toyed with.
Now tell me, do you remember anything?
When I read this story, I was like, oh wow, this feels like unusual. Like, it didn't really feel like an action film reading it. It felt more like a sci-fi. It had all these twists and turns that I was not expecting. Where are you going?
I've got unfinished business. I've been lucky enough in life to have been offered other superheroes. Nothing felt as dynamic as this.
And initiate sequence.
With all of Vin's film franchises, he talks about the word family. It comes up a lot both on and off screen. Give me a personal moment or a piece of advice Vin gave you that made you feel like family.
He calls me Chi-Town. So when I first met him, like we took a 45-minute walk in between takes once just to talk, because we had never hung out or met.
I'm looking forward to it.
He was just pretty much giving me advice on character and how to protect your character. His advice to me was, no matter what character you play or what character you have is yours. So own it. And when you leave that film, own it. It's yours. Grab it. You know, and he would, and that resonated with me, that no matter what I do, no matter how big the role is, how small the role is, it's mine, and you have to protect it.
Let me tell you.
Pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, honestly, he creates this environment that is so welcoming. You know, he jokes around a lot. He's, and honestly, I think you see it in the movie where there's this great ensemble, you know, and we all hung out together. We were all like, you know, pretty tight. And one day he got his kids and he got the whole crew in. We're supposed to be shooting and he brings all the crew in and his kids just did this performance for all the crew to like entertain him. And I think it's just, he brings his family along with him. And by the end of the movie, you feel like you are family.
Do I know you guys?
I don't think so.
I have been part of Vin's family for a long time. I love his wife and his kids. I know his wife before I met him, and I love him, and it's sort of expanded for a longer term because now being part of the Hobbs and Shaw world, it kind of like bleeds into the Fast and Furious, and I love him, you know, he's been such a champion for me, and he believed in me.
I feel like I just heard this. Are they playing this on repeat?